Hello, hello. It is day 28, September 28 of 30 days of yoga in September. We are almost there at the end of our yoga journey for 30 days in a row. So, hopefully, you've been on this 30-day challenge. Maybe in the future, it'd have to be in the future because nobody else is on this call today. So, let's pick a card. This card, Pine, Six of Earth. We've had the Pine card before, so I am going to just give you the abbreviated version. One is you can make pine tea. And let's see. Ground yourself in community. Share your resources. Your generosity will circle back to you. The soul remains evergreen. And anything? Walk in a pine forest with friends to release the old and make way for the new. That's a good one. Learn to weave pine needles, baskets to gather your bounty. Drink tea from freshly gathered pine needles for renewal and regeneration. Lovely. All right, let's get started. So just come to a comfortable seated position. Let's just release. Let's just imagine that we're smelling these beautiful pine needles with that fresh scent. That scent that you always associate, or I always associate more with winter and with Christmas, actually, Christmas tree. So the conifers, those trees with those pine needles, are a scent that harkens to maybe childhood and harkens to a reminiscence of holidays, especially in the Christian tradition or even in the pagan tradition of the solstice, the winter solstice. So just breathing into transition, breathing into allowing the old to be there, but to just start to dissipate as we allow this energy of the new to come in. So we're just again in that hybrid space of old and new, just kind of walking the line between. And based on this concept of this between place, between seasons, between maybe letting go and opening up to, just set your intention for your practice on this waxing moon phase of the Libra season, the season of partnerships and of balance. And just start to breathe into your body. Maybe let some audible breaths go as you breathe in and out. And let's just rotate the head from side to side. Drop the chin to the chest. And then just turn your head to the right. And then turn it to the left. Just notice how within the room there's two totally different viewpoints based on the way you turn your head. It's kind of a cool phenomena. And if you're on a block, you can come off your block, maybe sit back, and let's come into some hip circles, circling the hips around. Oh, just noticing any creaks, any tight spots. And find your way into the other direction. Excuse me. If it feels good, close your eyes. Just hinge side to side, maybe add your arms. Feels so good to stretch. And coming back into center, just turn to the right. And then turn the other way. Coming back into center and just come into a little fold. And coming up, just start to move the spine into a cat-dog flow. If it feels good to close your eyes, you can close them. Whew. Just notice how it feels to move and flex. Extend the spine one way and the other. Some yogis have said, come onto all fours. And let's do that again, moving the spine one way and then the other. Some yogis have said that the flexibility of the spine is the best gauge for someone's age. So with that thought, let's continue to move the spine into like a cat dog or cat cow position. Just let the spine take over. Just let the mind rest. Feels good to pause one way or the other. Just take a moment to pause. Start to rock forward and back slightly. Kind of rocking ourselves forward and back. Just notice how that feels. If it hurts your knees, then just do it very mildly. Just a little bit. And then the next breath, let's come into a push-up position. Drop your right knee and turn into a variation of side plank. Coming back into center, bringing that knee back and sit into child's pose. And come back onto all fours. Just take a moment to reconnect with your intention before you add movement of forward and back. Just kind of finding that space right in the sweet spot of the middle. And then just notice how it feels to go back into the past and maybe go forward. And how maybe that place in between feels just right. And then turn to the outside of the left knee. Let's come into another variation of, or come into a variation of side plank on the left. And come back into center, onto all fours. Step that right foot up. And allow yourself to come forward and back, just stretching it out. Oh, I don't know about your body, but this feels so good in my body. My right hamstring loves to be stretched. Come back onto all fours. And let's step the left foot up once again, finding a little flow. Maybe notice how it feels to be right in that sweet spot right between. And then how it feels to maybe hinge forward and back. Maybe make an association, if it works for your mind, with the present, past, and future. And maybe sitting back for a bit into the past. And sometimes when we find gratitude, coming back onto all fours, that can really make things that have happened to us or happened for us to be of just part of our journey, where we're grateful for all of our experiences because they've helped us to grow, even the ones that haven't been favorable. Let's take our left leg out. Let's rotate your ankle. You can tell it's chilly here in Asheville. Got my socks and sweater on. Let's bring that knee out to the side and bring it back. Just kind of stretching it out. And as you come back, try to straighten the leg, reaching our opposite arm out. That would be our left arm. My dog's gonna want to go out in a second, I just know it. I'll wait a moment though, till he starts to whine. Place that hand down, find your way into child's pose. Maybe I should let him out before he whines so he doesn't develop more of a habit. Hello. Come on. And in your child's pose, just take a moment to invite in gratitude. And finding your way back to extend the left leg out. Rotate the ankle. Bring that leg out to the side and then back. Just finding a little flow here. Your leg is back, reach your right arm out. Place that hand and knee down, sit back in child's pose. Coming back onto all fours. We're going to find side plank again, so we're going to just roll to the outside of our right side. And if it works for you, just pick up or bend that knee and grab a hold of the inside or the outside of that foot. You can do it either way. Sometimes it's easier to do on the outside so you don't tweak your knee. Extend the leg, extend the arm. Place that hand and knee down. Let's come into some hip circles, circling our hips around. Rolling to the other side, the left side. And just bend that leg. And again, you can reach to the inside or outside of the foot. Outside might be a little bit cleaner. Hello. And extend long. And place that hand and knee down. And come into another version of hip circles. Maybe this version's a little different. And come back into center. Extend the right arm and, the left arm, right leg. And then if you want, you can take a hold of the foot. Let's come into a little opening. Maybe look over your left shoulder. This time it seems easier to grab the inside of the foot. Extend the arm and leg. Up. Place it down. And allow yourself to come into a few cat dogs. Let's take it to the other side. Left leg, right arm. Bend the leg. Maybe open up to the side. Find your breath. Extend. Place that knee and hand down. Come into child's pose. So finding your way into child's pose. And then coming into your downward facing dog. Just walking your dog out. And look between your hands, step your feet up, come into a forward fold, take your feet hip width apart, 2 fist width, and you can take your hands underneath your feet, or you can hold hand to elbow, and take your peace fingers around your first and second toe, whatever works for you. Bend your legs enough to let your chest and belly rest on your thighs. Maybe shake your head out. Just let the breath go. And release your hands. Look up, and then exhale, step it back into down dog, or if you like to flow, you can flow. Step your feet up closer to your hands. Take a breath in and then take your left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Just look over your right armpit. As you push back. And then you can take it the other way. Right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Look over the left armpit. And coming back, and stepping back into down dog. Coming forward into high push-up. You can drop to your right knee again, or if you want to try side plank on your hands and feet, taking it into your version of side plank. All variations are welcomed. And coming back in the center, flowing to the other side. Again, all variations are welcomed. Hello. Coming back into center, lowering all the way down, coming into your cobra, and then down dog. Stepping your right foot up, coming into warrior one, finding Virabhadrasana one, finding your breath. Then coming into Vira two. Taking the back arm underneath the front arm, take a breath in, and just fold to the inside of the right leg. Let the breath go. Release your hands. Come onto the ball of the back foot. And then step that foot up. We're going to come into pyramid if you have blocks. And take hold of your half-eaten block or blocks. And bringing your hips forward, take a breath in, and then fold over the front leg. Just let your body find its balance. So it's really easy to have one hip forward. See if you can pull that right hip back as you fold. Nice. You can remove your blocks. Stepping back into down dog. And bringing the left foot forward, finding warrior one to warrior two. And just gaze down the front arm out through the fingertip. So in warrior two, see if you can bring your torso back. See if you can even out your arms. Let your neck be long. And just notice Mula Bandha, which is the root lock, kind of like the Kegel area. And sometimes it's nice to gently pull up on that area, but sometimes it's also nice to just relax it down. So just notice where you're at. And then take that back arm underneath, take a breath in, and then fold to the inside of the front leg. And release. Pop that back foot up. For pyramid, if you have blocks and you want to use them, you can. Align the hips and then fold over the left leg. You can employ Ujjayi breath. Today is a really good day to do Ujjayi breath here in Asheville. It's very chilly. I'm congested, so it's kind of hard for me to maintain it, but it can add heat. Nice. Step back into down dog or flow to get there. We're going to step the right foot up. Find our warrior two. Then we're going to straighten our front leg. We're going to come forward. Maybe you can stick your butt out, bend the leg, reach for the block, and then straighten into your triangle pose. If it works for you, We're going to come into half moon. So we're going to lift our back leg, reach the left arm up, and then maybe take a hold of that back foot. Maybe open it up. And release. Take that hand down. Pivot your body towards the floor. Let's drop to the left knee, coming to a seat. Hello. Sitting up nice and tall and finding our twist. Coming into a twist to the right. You're going to swing that right leg behind you. Coming up to a version of pigeon. And let's just fold forward for a few breaths. Inhaling, coming up. We're going to take our strap. We're going to bend our leg, our back leg, and just see if you can take a hold of the foot. Maybe start to bring it in towards you. You can try to take the strap. If you have a strap, awkward to do, but around the foot. You want to try this. Maybe take the strap in both hands. Your arms are near your ear. If it works for you, you can kind of work down the strap towards the foot. And release it. Probably not going to get too far if you're in a cold room, and we also haven't done a lot of, we've done some back bends through the cat dog, but we haven't done a lot. So you might be tight, and if you are, just notice this and don't push it. Stepping back into down dog. Just walk your legs out. Notice the difference between one side and the other. Let's balance it out as we step our left foot forward, finding our warrior two on this side. So just swing my arms, just add a little heat. Maybe go back into my Ujjayi breath. Straighten the front leg. Maybe a block, you can bring it over towards you. And then open up into your triangle on this side. We're going to pop into our half moon. You can bring the block forward if you're using a block. And then you can bend your back leg. You can take the inside or outside of the foot. As you open it up, you might fall. That's all right. And when you're ready, releasing. Turn your body towards the floor, bend the knee. Take it to the outside of the left foot. And sitting up nice and tall. Orient your sitting bones. Take a breath in and then twist. Breathing in, breathing out. So you swing your leg back. Maybe sitting up slightly. And let's take a hold of our strap. Bring it around the foot. And awkward to do it. Sometimes it's easier. You have someone who could help you. And just bring your hips back, sitting up nice and tall. And you can just hold like this, or if hips allow, you can take a hold of straps with both hands, or not. And releasing when you're ready, just folding forward for a few breaths. Inhaling, coming up, just stepping back into downward facing dog. Bending your knees, stepping it up, coming onto your seat. And let's come into Navasana. So we can bend our legs. You can take a hold of behind your legs or on the side of your calves and shins. You want to extend out, you can. If you're leaning back as I am, maybe just hold the outside of your legs. And if you have blocks, cross your legs. You can take your hands to your side, see if you can lift up, and then come back in. And lift, come up, maybe even take your feet up if you can. Let's do one more time. Maybe back into it. And lifting, if it works for you. I'm going to place your seat down. And let's straddle our legs out. Sitting up nice and tall. Just take our right arm down our leg, reach our left arm overhead. Just gonna hold here for a couple of breaths. You can take the outside of the foot, you can or not, whatever works for your body. Maybe push that thigh down, the opposite thigh. And turn towards the right leg, just fold over it. Coming up to seated, just coming to the other side. Excuse me. A little furry friend wants to come in. Hello, furry friend. Okay, go sit down. The furry friend wants to sit with us for a moment. Furry friend, can you go over there? Thank you. Oh, thank you. And just Take it to the other side. Sorry if I'm distracting you. Coming up to center, and then if it works for your body, folding forward. You can put blocks here or a pillow, or just fold right to the floor, whatever works for your body. Inhaling, coming up. Let's come onto our back. So as we come onto our back, just settle the back into the floor for a few breaths. You can reach for your heels and find your bridge pose. Just kind of work your shoulders in towards each other. And finding your breath. You can always interlace your hands underneath you if that works for you. I just really like to just allow myself to come up, really pushing into my feet. To have my shoulders more relaxed than taut. And see if you can take your chin off your chest, keeping the neck long. Lowering down when you're ready. We're going to do 2 more back bends. Do a bridge. Take our hands towards our shoulders. When you're ready, pushing up into your bridge or into your wheel or bridge. Just finding the breath. When you're ready, coming down. Just hold for a few breaths on the ground before taking it into another version of a back bend. Taking the fingers towards the shoulders, taking a breath in, and pushing it up for your 3rd back bend. And lowering it down. Just keeping your feet on the floor. Bring your knees in towards each other and just walk your feet out. Letting the body relax. Just going to inch a little higher up on my mat. Cross your right ankle over your left leg. Take a hold, if it works for you, to the outside of the left leg. Let's bring the leg in towards you. Open that thigh by opening the right leg away from you. Just kind of using the right elbow to push into the inner thigh. Extends the stretch a little. And switching left ankle over the right thigh. Just bringing it in if it works. You can open that thigh if it feels right, just by kind of using the elbow to push in the inner thigh, the left leg. And release. Finding happy baby, taking a hold to the inside of the feet, rocking side to side. bring our legs in the air. Just kind of shake your legs out. Just kind of add some life to your legs. Mixing it up, shaking it out. Trying to shake from the hips. Try to keep the knees as straight as you can. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Take your knees into your chest. Just bring your seat slightly to the right as you find a twist. Taking those legs over to the left. You can hold here for a few breaths. Always such a juicy pose. Your body's in a good alignment. You have tweaky lower back. You have to be careful with this. You can always just skip it. And taking your knees back into center. I like to use my feet to bring me back to the midpoint with my hips for a moment before I shift them the other way. Bring the knees in and then drop them over to the right. Just finding the breath. Come into this twist. With care, picking those hips up, bringing it back into center. If there's another pose that your body's calling for, maybe legs against up the wall, or can come into headstand, or if you want to go right into Shavasana and you have an eye pillow, you can take a hold of your eye pillow. Coming onto your back, or if you have, again, a washcloth, as I mentioned yesterday, or even a t-shirt, you can put it over your eyes. I'm gonna put my sweater on. Turn off the light. Enjoy the Shavasana. Shavasana, or corpse pose, is many people's favorite pose. It's like you work for it through the practice of moving and doing. And then you can just come into rest and being, which is kind of a nice place to be. No pun intended. I'm going to hold here for about 3 more minutes. The silence is not a problem. It's not a problem with your computer. So just resting into the silence. Maybe you hear humming in the background from my locale or maybe in your own. So just take in what you notice as your body is still. If you like to join me in closing, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. Draw your knees into your chest, hinging side to side, making your way to one side and sitting up. Let's close with an Om. Breath in and a breath out. And a breath in, hold it, and exhale with an Om. Namaste. Lost its vigor. Hope you have a good day. We've got 2 more classes of every day in September, and then we'll take it from there.